Begin transmission.
You are listening to Corellian Run Radio, your route through hyperspace to the latest news on Star Wars: The Old Republic.
Hi, and welcome to Corellian Run Radio. This is episode 137 and recording Sunday, February 1st, 2015. My name is Jason, and I'm joined by my co-host, Heather. Howdy, Heather.
Hey, Jason.
I would like you to be my guest.
We would be honored if you would join us.
Everything's perfectly all right now. We're fine here now, thank you. How are you?
So, Heather, how are you doing on this Super Bowl Sunday?
Good. I'm not sure if we're rating tonight or if if we're free to watch the Super Bowl. So I haven't heard from our ops lead, but he's a 49ers fan, so I'm not sure. Maybe he's just going to ignore the Super Bowl or something.
It's like the Seahawks are in it. Forget it. I'm not watching it. I'm going on volume.
Yeah, and I played on my Juggernaut this week. I'm really slow at leveling it. I tried doing a solo flashpoint like a million times, but I always start the flashpoint when I have something to do in 10 minutes. So obviously you can't do a flashpoint.
Yeah, it's no pausing
especially
in
a
that.
solo. Yeah, and they don't save your progress either. So I've tried that a bunch of times, and and I played. I did a little bit of SWTOR while I was in San Antonio, so that was fun. And it was on my new laptop too. I was playing without a mouse.
Oh, really?
Yeah, it was kind of hard. And I was doing melee too. I was playing with my guildies, and we did Combat Incursion, the flashpoint, I think. It was either that one or hard mode. Yeah, we did the hard mode, and I was doing that without a mouse, and they said, well, we'd rather take you than a pug anyway, even if you don't have a mouse. So, just saying, I'm pretty good still with no mouse and on a melee character.
Nice, very nice. Yeah, I did some regular leveling this week. I was playing mercenary character, which I hadn't played much of the mercenary class. I played Power Tech, but I hadn't played much of the mercenary, and I'm really liking it, especially. I'm still kind of low level, just mid-20s and 30s, with that, so I'm enjoying it, doing a lot of quad drives, because right now in the Group Finder, that's all that pops right now, so. But that's okay. I'm enjoying that and going through all the planets again, so. Let's see, I'm just kind of taking in all the news and stuff that's been going on in SWTOR and stuff like that, so.
Yeah, lots of interesting stuff going on.
Actually, it is, and some encouraging things like that, so. And I'm also encouraged we have a special guest with us. Rachel from Zamzam Says blog. Welcome to the show.
Thank you, and hi everyone.
Hey, what have you been up to?
Just bits and pieces here and there, PvP, raiding, just, mix of everything.
So, how have you been? You've been around the kind of the circuit lately. You've been on the Republic this week.
Yes, I was.
How was that? You said it was the first time you were on a podcast, and to be on video, oh my God, how'd that go?
That was pretty nerve-wracking for me, yeah. But then all my guildies watched it, and and have watched it since, and it's
good.
been a bit weird.
So that was your first podcast?
They were nice to me, mostly. So
that was your first podcast being on? I thought you did a really good job. It was really good. I watched that. It was a really good show. So, but I was listening to the show, and I was like, what? They're having her on the Republic? Because I came across, I've been reading your blog, and I was like, man, we've got to get her on sometime. And I emailed Heather, and it's like, yeah, by the way, she's going to be on the Republic. I said, are you killing me?
Yeah, it was so funny. We were already going to have you, or we were already going to ask you, and then Larry was like, oh yeah, this girl's going to be on the show with us. And I'm like, oh, haha.
Well.
So it's really cool. I really like your blog.
Oh, thank you.
Yeah, I like it too. I like the fact that you don't really pull any punches like that. So really good, really really good. And we're going to get into a little bit more of that later. We're going to have a little more one-on-one when we talk to Rachel. But I think we're going to go ahead and jump right into some of the news.
From the Newsnet and beyond.
I'm sure most of you are aware of some of the news that's been going on. Well, Heather was at PAX South, and so we know she was there. So, Heather, first off, how was that? How was that event for you?
Oh, it was so much fun. I had a lot of fun at PAX, and it was great getting to see a lot more people that I knew this time, because sometimes I go to the cantinas and I just don't know anyone. So it was nice seeing people that I knew from Twitter, and Michael from Death and Taxes. I saw him again, who I saw at the EA press event that I got to go to, and Redna from Utini Cast was there. Who else was there? Oh, and just because it was so close to Austin, there was a lot more employees from BioWare that were just at the cantina. So it was really great to get to talk to everyone.
Yeah, I was neat following your blog and talking about different things that was going on, and then seeing some of your pictures, which you did send me a couple of your pictures, and I got one of them there. I think that's Redna right there in front, too.
Oh, yeah. He's there in the corner by the picture, and then it looks like on the stage, it's Jesse Sky. I can't pronounce the other guy's name. I can't think of it at the top of my head. But there's also Ben Irving, and that's Eric Musco up there, and Charles Boyd is up there also. He's the lead writer.
Yeah, you can't see Eric's head. That's about it.
Barely over the podium. Yeah. Yeah, so that was a lot of fun, and I really like that they had the letter from Bruce McLean, just saying what the roadmap was and what they were planning. So they told us what was going on before everyone starts asking those questions that, aren't too useful. It's like, well, we can't really tell you anyway. So I'm glad they gave us some information before the Q&A.
Yeah. So, now, Rachel, did you follow a lot what was going on at the community cantina, and did you get to see any about the letter from Bruce McLean?
Oh, yeah, I was following Twitter while it was happening, just eagerly awaiting any news I could find on it, or write-ups or anything like that. Because, I'm in Australia, so I'll probably never, ever get to go to one of these, so,
you never know. They went to Europe once.
Yeah, I might end up in the US someday, you never know, but yeah. It's like on my bucket list to go to one of these, hopefully, so. Yeah.
I guess one of the bad things, I guess this is on my part, was since there were so many people that I knew, I really wanted to have fun, and I talked about this on the last show, that I wasn't so hardcore about reporting, so if people were reading my blog posts and they're like, well, what else? She didn't really report on too much, but I know that that Redna was talking to them about changing how ignores and blocks go as far as harassment issues are, and 2 game updates. They didn't say expansions; they said updates. So we'll see about that.
Well, we actually got 2 dates out of it as well.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So I was impressed about that, but. We found out a little bit about, they announced a couple things that at least one thing we didn't know, and that was the planet Zeist, I guess.
Mm-hmm.
And it was interesting enough, as I mentioned, talking about leveling my Merc, on Tatooine, that one planet quest where you're going about the thing that Zerka found. That first group, you get introduced, the Imperial Reclamation Services. The guy immediately talks about having to get rescued on Zeist on stuff he was having to do, and I was like, oh, this is one of the original quests, and it's talking about a planet that they were getting ready to introduce, so I thought that was pretty interesting. So I did a little research on the planet. Of course, it's one of the Imperial homeworld planets like that, so it's pretty cool where the Sith species kind of made it its home planet after Korriban fell, so it was kind of interesting. So I'm excited about that.
Oh, and the Togruta was announced again for like the third time. Well, I guess this is the official announcement.
Yes. No inebriated announcement. This was the official one. No alcohol related. It was actually given in the letter. So now overall, with some of the things we were given or not given in the letter, did you guys have like a grade that you would hand out to BioWare on this, on the Community Cantina?
Well, I had a lot of fun, but and the information was good, but it wasn't as good as it could be. I would say a B, because the way that the layout was with there wasn't a lot of chairs and tables for the amount of people that were in there. If you can see in the pictures, a lot of people were just kind of sitting down and right in front of the stage, which when I was at the Las Vegas Cantina, there were plenty of tables for everyone to hang out at. So that was one thing that I didn't like. I guess that's not really that important. As you know, it's just kind of a venue problem. But B, also because they didn't talk about anything that we've been waiting for, and they didn't elaborate on better than cross server, which like I'm tired. I'm like not even going to ask them about that anymore because it's not. I don't know what's going on with that. And PvP, they did talk a little bit about it in the Q&A, but they didn't say if anything was coming. They didn't talk about anything that we're working on. And GSF, they said there's nothing in development for GSF. They did say that there's going to be a new stronghold, which, yay, they're working on some part of the game that's not what they have been working on, but I wish they would have talked about all aspects of the game at the Cantina.
How about you, Rachel?
Yeah. I'd probably go lower than Heather and give them like a B minus, like, because they didn't. Yeah, like she said, they hardly said anything about PvP, and we'd all love to know what their better than cross-server thing is, but it sounds like we're not going to hear anything about that anytime soon. So, yeah.
Yeah, I really appreciated the letter. My biggest thing are a couple issues. You know, they did give us a few announcements, but like you said, some of the elements of the game that they did not talk about, like PvP, GSF, which we know that they're not even mentioning that at all, and the better than cross-server thing, from everybody that's talked to anybody there, it's not even really on their plate right now. I mean, it's some things, they've got ideas, but right now, it's not anything they're willing to even, like, discuss, I guess, let alone put it in writing. And in light of everything that, like, some of the bugs and the exploit thing, which we're going to talk a little bit about too, with everything that's going on in the community, I think it's a good PR thing. I would like them to see maybe actually put a post on the website. I mean, there's not been a post on the actual website about anything except from the main page. It's got the launch trailer for Shadow of Revan, and it has the announcement about them going to PAX South. I kind of think they need to update that. But as for the event, I kind of think the flash drive was not anything except old content. I mean, I like the images that you could use for Facebook and stuff, but I was expecting to see maybe some concept art and something like that.
Yeah, nothing was new. It was all just cartel market stuff or stuff that we already have in the game. So it's nothing that we haven't seen before. So it's just like, well, why are you giving this to us? We can just take a screenshot in game.
Screenshot of something we have. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
I would have loved to see like what their concept art for the Togruta. I mean, there's already Togruta in the game. They're NPCs, but it would be nice to see what they plan on doing. Maybe some different different type of things they were going to do with that. Patterns,
yeah, different colors.
So, and then the planet Zeist. I mean, they could have given us one screenshot or even just a concept art. I thought that would be really cool. I mean, everything that I've been able to show or put in articles and stuff, it's stuff that I've had to go through, like the Star Wars Wikipedia stuff and different things like that. So, I mean, those are the best guess that I have. But I'd have to give them maybe B minus, maybe C plus on it. I mean, I was really encouraged by we actually had dates and stuff like that, but I was expecting maybe a little bit more in light of some other things. But, you know, I guess that's neither here nor there. So. is there anything else about what happened at the community cantina or anything like that? Speaking of Heather having fun, if you follow her Pretty Little Sith blog, it was interesting that one article that you had, you'd have like how many beers into the thing?
Oh God, yeah, I had so many free drink tickets. I think some people were just like, "Oh my God, why is she drinking and not reporting on the community cantina?" Like, "Oh my God, give me a break here."
It's supposed to be fun, so
It's supposed to be fun. Yeah, and there were so many people from the community there. I was like, "Well, Larry, he writes hyperspace speak, and he can report on it." And Red No is there. I was like, "Oh, Teeny Cast can report on it."
Listen to you. Yeah, they'll report it.
So yeah, I did have quite a few drinks, but it was fun. And oh my God, so at my table, we had Jeff Hickman, who's the general manager at Bior Austin, and I was just like, I looked at him a few times, and I know he's seen me before, but I didn't say anything to him. I was too nervous to talk, even though he probably would have been really cool.
Almost all of them are really cool if you'd actually just talk to them. They're pretty cool. But yeah, if anybody can get to a community cantina, I suggest trying to get to one. And hopefully, Rachel, you can get to one. And yes, please have fun when you go to these things, guys. I mean, we all want to hear stuff, the new things that are coming out, and get to talk to them. But it's all about having fun, meeting people that you may only get to see their character on screen. So it's kind of cool.
I don't think they've come out with a schedule yet, though, have they?
No, I don't think they're announced anything. But I'm not even sure the schedule for any other conventions or anything yet. So
okay.
I haven't even looked at that. So it'd be interesting if they would come out with that. That'd be something I'd like to see on the website too. At it. So let's see. I think we'll move on. And of course, the news that's been going on. We have the thing with the exploit. They actually came down with the post for some of the punishments that when it came down with that, and then also the announcement about PTS. So I know you guys talked about this on, there it is, where they talk about that a little bit. The previous post about some of the things they were going to do. Some people received warnings in their thing and suspensions, and there was even said to be some people that were in game, like permanent ban was a possible thing. Removal of the gear, crafting materials, credits, and accommodations, so forth and so on. Well, I'll leave that up there. What do you guys think of the punishments that came out? And were you surprised, or were you expecting more?
Well, when it first came out and I read the post, I was like, "Oh, this is a little harsher than what I expected." Especially when I read the possibility for a permaban, but then the punishments came out, and I was like, okay, so this is just kind of like a warning punishment because some people, they say, didn't get as harsh as they should have. But I think it's good because they did admit that it was partly their fault in not doing anything or announcing anything about the exploit for weeks. So I think it's good that people get kind of a little kick in the butt and a warning not to do it next time something like this happens, because next time I think they'll definitely go down hard on people. And so for some people thinking, using this as an example of what the punishment will be for future exploits, I don't think that they should do that. I think that they should see that these punishments that rolled out were light. And in the future, it's going to be much harsher, especially because they know that you've exploited in the past, or if they've seen it on your record. I don't think people should take it lightly. I think they should be very, very, very careful what they do in the future.
How about you, Rachel? What do you think of the announcements as they came out and the posts that they made about the punishments for the exploit?
It was good to see them. I've been pretty impressed with how they've been a lot more open with this exploit compared to other times, and how they're punishing people. Because I know from the community standpoint, for most of us, it's well, in the with past exploits, it's have they really done anything about them? But it's good to see that they've at least. It's good to see the process that they have actually done something about this one, and. Well, at first I don't know. It does seem pretty light, but at the same time, like Heather said, it could be like it'll be on their record, and then in future they should hopefully go harder on people that have exploited. So, yeah.
I have to agree. What you said there, Rachel. I think it's great to see them actually, because in the previous ones, it's like, did they ever do anything? You never knew, and I like the fact that they are actually, whether or not how much of this actually got handed down, actually them spelling it out. This is what they will do, even if it may not impact everything that happened in this exploit. I like the fact they detailed listed everything that can and will happen, and so like you guys have said, I think for future things this is going to set them up for, this is what's going to happen. So I'm encouraged by them being a little more transparent in the way they're doing things, and I know that they can't reveal everything obviously when they're investigating something like this, but I do think, as you guys mentioned, I think on the Republic, some people were kind of laughing it off as a joke because they didn't get anything for it. So I still think there's probably room to improve on how they handle some of this stuff. But I think by being a little more transparent in what they're doing, I think this is a step in the right direction for potentially future things. But now hopefully they've also taken another stand on this and possibly a little more testing. So when people maybe point this out, like in the test server, or like closed beta, the public testing, or even their in-house testing, maybe they'll look for a little bit more of these things and take care of it before, and like Heather said, address them immediately, and so then they have less thing to worry about. So do you think that transparency is definitely something that's needed, or more so than what is in the game currently?
I think they've really been improving, especially with the posts that we're going to go to next with the changes to the community streams. I think they're really trying to give us more information and connect with the players a lot more now. So I think they're improving, and this is a step in the right direction. You mentioned the community stream. There was one other that I was going to point out, and that was, and I know I've been reading some of the threads, and where some people are upset about, some of the changes that are on the PTS right now. Of course, things on the PTS are subject to change, but this particular one, it's about the changes they're going to make to, the Power Tech and the Vanguard. And of course, here we've said in the past, we do not typically remove or add abilities between major updates. However, due to the overperformance of the Power Tech / Vanguard, we have decided to forego our typical procedures and remove Unload / Full Auto from the Power Tech Vanguard Advanced class. We want to take this opportunity to explain the reasoning behind this atypical action. And so then they start going into why they decided to do this. And for me, in the past, they would just during the combat team has decided that we're going to do this. And they would go on and do that. And there was not as much explanation behind it. Is this something that is probably needed more often when they do something like that? Or, is it something that, they're trying to work out their best? I don't think they need to waste their time with that. Well, it's in the PTS though, right? So it can still change. I mean, they seem to listen to squeaky wheels, so...
I just meant the explanation they put behind it. In this, I'm not actually talking about the ability itself and the changes. I just meant it. To me, it seemed like they were going out of their way to making sure that this is why we're doing this and listing out reasons.
Good. Yeah, it's good to hear why and not just see it in the patch notes and everyone's just like, oh my god, I'm glad that they are explaining that.
Now, Rachel, for you, do you think that this needs to happen more often with things when they do things? Whether it's, changes, or maybe even, like you guys mentioned about PvP, maybe give us an explanation why?
Oh, yeah, it's always good when they come out and do that, because it gives us a bit of a, indication of what their processes are, I suppose. And, it's always good for the community to see that they are actively looking at things and wanting to improve the game. So, yeah.
Well, and I also, like you said, let the community know. Sometimes they can get ahead of all this stuff that keeps building up in the forums and etc., where people are getting agitated. If they meet it head on and tell them this is why we're doing it, well, they can kind of head off a lot of this stuff, I think. But,
yeah.
so, and let's see. Now, Heather, you went ahead and mentioned about the community stream changes. I don't know if any of you guys came across that. Some of the changes they're going to be making. They're going to be playing classes that they're familiar with. Which
That's important.
I kind of thought, yeah, if you're going to be streaming, shouldn't that be something you do off that first hand? Heavier concentration on PvE. Now, when they say that, when they mention heavier concentration on PvE, a lot of the times I've watched and I've seen them just leveling. I'd like to see them focus on, we're going to do flashpoints today. And we're going to this, and this, work with the guilds, or I'd love to see him run ops.
Mm.
Yeah, I don't know if they'd be able to talk, though. It'd have to be a really easy operation.
Well, they
if
could
they're
have two people,
answering questions and trying to, I don't know.
Two people playing in an operation, have somebody else talking.
Oh, yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
Let's see. Guild streamer support. I think that's a no-go.
Oh, I saw that. I was like, aha, that's Corellian Run Radio. Guild streamer support.
Yeah, there you go. But I'd love to see them actually get, some of the major streamers and get them working with them, invite them to help out. Or some of the bigger guilds. I mean, actually having a guild one, maybe 2 spots, let them plug plug in with that guild, to we'll bring you 2 guys along in a 60-man raid or something like that. I think that would be awesome.
Yeah, that would definitely be really cool. We might want to announce this later, but we should talk about who our next streamer spotlight is going to be, because it's pretty exciting.
Yeah, that is pretty cool. Scheduling was something that I would want to talk with you, Rachel. The time frame. What kind of times would you like to see them stream at?
Actually, the time they stream at the moment is pretty good. It's at the moment it's 9 a.m. on a Saturday morning, so that's not too bad.
Oh, that's pretty good.
Yeah, so it's as long as they keep it in the afternoon, that's okay. If it's in the morning, then it's going to be at when I'm sleeping. So as long as they keep it to the afternoons, then most Aussies and Kiwis should be able to tune in.
Cool. I was curious about that. What kind of time frame that would be. So, yeah, I think that's something they should look at too. It's not just North America. So,
and they got to take into account Europe as well. So, yeah, I'm not sure how their current scheduled time is with European players, but yeah.
And I'd like to see them vary it. Why not a couple different times? That's just me.
I guess the issue is they have to do it while they're at work. So that's what, 9 to 5 Central Standard Time. So there's not, unless they start at 8 a.m. or something.
That's when you hire in some interns or something like that. Guess what you get to do? You get to play at midnight. And the final thing, which I was encouraged about this, a real Q&A. Instead of right now just casually answering some questions, actually, this is the stream for this week, is we're just going to have a Q&A. I would love that. I think that's something that needs to be done, and they should have this is the area we're going to cover for this week, and get your questions ready, or you can go and submit them to the stream and stuff like that. So, what do you guys think of that?
I think it's so important. People go crazy for those community cantina Q&As, because this is the only time people can ask questions and they have to answer it. And it's not like they're just getting ignored in the Twitch chat room. And even at the community cantinas, they don't always answer the questions. So I feel like at least more people will get to ask questions, even if the answers are just well, we can't talk about it right now, but we'll keep that in mind. Or, I just have a feeling they're still not going to tell us anything groundbreaking. But it would be nice. People just like asking questions.
Well, why couldn't it be groundbreaking?
I just feel like they're not gonna, in the Q&A, if someone says, "Oh, so what's better than cross server?" They're just not gonna answer.
Well, what if you're like that week for the Q&A, you actually have a particular developer, Charles Boyd or, Jeff Hickman or one of those guys that's going to be popping in there, and he drops a bombshell about like a story element or this new thing that's going to be featured in there. To me, I think that would be a huge
cool.
buzz
Yeah,
deal.
that'd be good.
I mean,
I guess we'll just see. I guess it just depends on what the questions people are asking.
Drop something like that a couple times on people, and your stream, viewership is going to go up huge. So, is there anything else you guys thought about? Again, we talked a little bit about the transparency of that, and then with the community stream, we mentioned a little bit, and of course Heather kind of alluded to it. And we do the Guild Ready Check and Streamer Spotlight, and our next guest is going to be Volk, and I don't know if you've ever followed him, Rachel, or anything like that.
Oh, I've looked at his YouTube channel.
Yeah, he's
He
really
posts
good.
a lot.
Oh yeah, he's great.
Yeah,
He makes lots of good videos.
And I would love them to like tie into people like that stream like all the time and make these videos all the time. Like, here, let me help you guys out. Vice versa. I think so. Let's see. Is there any other changes that you would like to see? And all in all, is it really that important on the community stream?
Yes, because this is their way to talk to the players. They can write up the posts on the forums and everything. But in this day and age, everyone's watching streamers on video streams and YouTube videos, and so people like to watch and not necessarily have to just read an announcement and not get any, maybe they'll get an answer in the forums, but this is good. It's instant gratification. They can ask a question and it gets answered right away, and it's like talking to them in person.
Yeah. Whoops, go ahead.
That's the other thing with them doing streams, is that you get to see the faces behind their forum name, their forum handles, and then that adds a human element, and that there's actually people behind the game and that as well. I think people like that as well.
Oh, I agree. I think that's the draw on some of the community cantina events, is that you actually get to meet these people, and this is another way. Even though it's via technology, you still get to kind of meet these people and kind of associate with them.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, I definitely think it's something important, and they should definitely continue it. So let's hope these changes will take hold and be something that the rest of the community can appreciate. And speaking of the community, let's go ahead and get into the community buzz. And this week in our community buzz, we've already been talking to her, and she's been helping us on the podcast, and that's Rachel. But we're going to get a little to know Rachel a little bit more, if I can speak. We'll talk a little bit about her blog, Zamzam Says. So, Rachel, how long have you been doing your blog?
I started it up in December, shortly after 3.0 came out.
Yeah, you've had some great posts so far, even since that's such a short time since then. What do you like to write about your blog? I mean, obviously it's a SWTOR, but is there anything in specific that's your favorite thing to write about?
Just whatever's happening in the news in the community. I've got some guides I'm working on at the moment, and yeah, PvP. So I'm working on PvP posts as well. So yeah, just pretty much anything to do with SWTOR that interests me.
So what's your favorite class to play?
I play Commando Mercenary Healing.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I know someone that's been trying that out. I have a mercenary healer, but yeah, I only know how to play an assassin apparently. How long have you been playing the game?
I started playing in March 2012 when the Apex servers launched.
Oh, okay.
Which have now since gone, but yeah.
Yeah, I think I started playing in January 2012, just right after the game came out. So do you play on the Harbinger then? Because that's kind of the closest server to Australia.
Yes, I do play on the Harbinger.
What's the deal with that server anyway, by the way? It's crashing all the time. I feel bad.
I guess it's okay. I mean, whenever I try to play, because I'm on the Harbinger too, like most of the time there's nothing wrong with it, so I'm totally okay. It's just really bad. Like when Shadow of Revan came out, I couldn't even level my favorite tune on the Harbinger. It was so laggy. I went to the Bastion and it was fine, but yeah, it's busy. There's a lot of people on the Harbinger, which is, I guess that can be good for Q-pops, but not if everyone's DPS.
Yeah, I think it's like the most populated server in the game, so yeah, it doesn't always handle the load of people, I don't think.
So now, have you been playing almost every one of the classes, or?
Oh, I have played almost every single advanced class, actually, so yeah.
Okay, so now the question that everybody asks, what's your favorite class story?
Ooh. I'd say the Sith Warrior is my favorite.
See, now
I have to play that again.
I like that one.
Yeah. Followed by probably I liked the Agent as well, but I can't really remember what happens anymore. I really need to play that again, because, everyone says that's their favorite, but yeah, I just can't remember everything that happens in it. It's been a while.
The Agent one was really good too. I'd have to put it probably number 1 and Warrior number 2. So
that's the great thing about this game. It's like even if you've done the story before in the past, you can play it like a year or two later and you won't remember anything that happens. And you can also go dark side or light side or go opposite of what you chose before. So it's a different story. And I think that that really makes the game last a long time. I mean, unless you're rushing through everything, then, that's your own fault. But, sorry if I offended anyone there. But, just, take your time and enjoy the game because, I don't know. Yeah, because I said so. And, yeah. Not so eloquent there.
So you mentioned a little bit about PvP. What's your take on PvP in SWTOR? What's your favorite thing to do in PvP and maps, etc.?
Oh, my favorite thing about PvP is definitely Warzones. I love playing Warzones. I like open world PvP as well, even though it's a lag fest most of the time. I find it fun. But yeah, I'm not a big fan of arenas. I don't like smaller scale engagement, but yeah, I definitely like Warzones. They're a lot more varied and fun, and I can have fun with my guildies if I want to, and yeah.
So now about the arenas, is it just the lack of people in them, or do you prefer maybe objective things in PvP?
Yeah, I definitely prefer a more objective-based play. Mindlessly killing people can get a bit old for me, but yeah.
I should have mentioned this at the cantina or, to somebody, but what do you think of objective-based ranked, like 4-man? Because they're not going to go back to 8-man ranked, but what if they introduce it as, another thing you could do aside from arenas?
Do
you think that would
interesting?
Be? Yeah.
Yeah. I don't know. It depends what kind of game mode they'd come up with. It could be quite interesting.
I've also seen something like a 4v4v4. How many fours was that? 4v4v4v4. So like 4 teams of 4 all in there together. I think that would be something really cool in PvP too.
Oh wow, that'd be fun.
Yeah. And so maybe your server is like more Republic than Imperial. So maybe there's 3 teams of Republic people and then 1 team of Imperial, but you're still against each other. So it's not so like, oh God, we're fighting pub versus pub again. So I think that would be cool. What's your favorite Warzone? Just if you're just queuing, which one do you like the best?
Void Star's my favorite.
Void Star, and why? Why do you like Void Star so well?
I don't know. I've always really liked it. I can always, and also I can get high numbers, so that's probably part of it.
Yeah, I was gonna say that doesn't hurt.
But yeah, I just like that. I just like the way that game mode works. So I like Civil War as well, but yeah, Void Star's the favorite.
So, okay, I got one other kind of question here. If you could go back in time and give yourself one piece of advice on gaming or blogging, what would it be?
I guess. Just to be myself, I guess, is the most important, and to persevere.
Awesome.
Yeah.
That was a good answer. See, I was going to go something like, well, before the slot machines, they changed the payout on that. Get as much as you can from it. But I liked your answer, too. Persevere and go on and be yourself. That was really good. So, do you have any other questions?
Well, that's totally important. Be yourself. It's like you read all these guys like, oh, well, this class is the best. No, go play the class you want to play.
Yeah, I've always been
yourself.
I've always been an advocate of playing the class you like, and I'm in a guild that's like that as well. We tell people just to play what you like. Don't be pressured to play a class or the flavor of the month kind of thing. So,
even though I am a little pressured, I'm feeling a little pressure right now to start working on my merc.
Oh.
Well, just for the last raids.
Yeah.
Yeah, that the Revan fight.
Revan, yeah.
But hopefully by the time that my team actually can get there, which should be hopefully pretty soon, maybe in the next couple of weeks, everyone will have figured out how to beat it without having a majority of bounty hunters.
Well, do you have any other questions for Rachel, Heather?
No.
Oh. Well, I definitely want to thank you personally for coming on the show. We loved having you on there, and we'll definitely have to have you back soon.
Yeah, thank you for having me. I had fun.
I think that's going to head us on into our quick mentions.
Yeah, if you're a guild looking to get your guild notice, why not contact us about being on a guild ready check? If you're interested, send us an email to corellianrun@gmail.com or me at heather@prettylittlesith.com.
And thank to all those guilds who have contacted us, and stay tuned for new guild ready checks and community checkpoint articles. And like we mentioned earlier, we will be having Volk on in our guild ready check and streamer spotlight. So we'll be setting up a recording him. I believe that's next Saturday we're going to be recording him. So.
Yeah, and we have another guild ready check guy that's just trying to get everything set up before he comes on too.
Yeah, he had a problem with his laptop or something like that. So hopefully we'll get him on and get them recorded too. So we've definitely got a lot of things in the works. So stay tuned.
We'd also like to make a shout out to all of our fellow podcasts. We have Utini Cast, Unnamed Swatter Podcast, Toro Cast, Escape Podcast, Bad Feeling Podcast, who's having their 1-year anniversary very, 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 very soon, which is very cool.
Very cool.
Star Wars Beyond the Stars, Enmity Podcast, Healing Swator, Old Republic Radio, Tor Noob, State of the Galaxy by Death and Taxes, Hopecast by Swatorista, Casual Core Radio with our friend Geldarian, who was on the show last week.
Yeah, I think I saw him popping around in the chat room too, so...
Let us know if we're missing any podcasts, but it's quite a list. Or let me know if you want me to take your podcast down, because I know there's at least one of them in there that hasn't updated in a while. Yeah. Wink, wink.
Wink, wink, nod, nod. Nudge, nudge. But yeah, definitely let us know if we're missing one, or, if there happens to be something that you'd like to give us a shout out about. So, please take a moment to leave us a positive feedback on iTunes, and make sure to subscribe to our podcast on iTunes.
You can also contact us through our website, corellianrun.com, or through Twitter at corellianrun, or to me at Heather_PLS, or Jason at JT_HollowNet. You can also go to our Facebook page or join our Facebook group. And I know Rachel is also on Twitter, and she's at Rach_games. RACH_games.
Mm-hmm.
And if you have any questions or ideas for discussion topics for this show, you can send us a tweet or you can email us also at corellianrun@gmail.com. Also, we're looking for writers. You can email Jason at corellianrun.com.
I think that's going to wrap it up for us at Corellian Run Radio. I want to thank again Rachel for stopping by, and all the best in her blog and gaming. And thanks for all you for tuning in. And until next time, I'm Jason.
I'm Heather. May the Force be with you, or keep those blasters by your side, kid.
You've been listening to Corellian Run Radio, a Star Wars The Old Republic podcast. Tune in next time to hear Heather say...
Ewok genocide?
Yeah.
I'm sorry, I didn't think of anything. I'm sorry. I know this comes to every single show, and I know we're live, and we have all these people in the chat room listening to me, but that's the only thing I said in the chat room. So,
That's okay. That works.
I think that's pretty good.
That works pretty good.
It was a question mark.
Want to definitely thank everybody for in the chat room. We had a lively chat room. I was unfortunately I was like, man, I'm busy over here flipping through things. So definitely, guys, thank you all. I appreciate that. That was great.
Thanks, guys.
Thank you. Bye bye.